Like somebody just said, not even qualified to make me a coffee. And these last couple of hours, I've had to hear the race card more than ever. So many viral videos, people speaking out on all these platforms. And I'm glad that a lot of people are speaking the truth, man. I'm glad a lot of people are not falling for this again. The race bait and the race card. They want us divided, man. The fact that she was what they've allowed to happen, what she's allowed to happen, lying to the American people as well. With brother Joseph, brother Brandon, you know. But again, some people are just so Trump deranged. They just hate Trump. And we have the others that can't think, they just can't think for themselves as well. They follow the mainstream medias, the CNNs, this and that, the MSNBCs, can't think for themselves. Just run with the first thing they see as well. And then we got those that gender, race. That's what it's come down to for them. Completely lost as well. You know? But again, I don't care if the polls say this or that, if we're winning over here, we're winning, it says landslide, the map says, I don't care, man. This thing's gonna get real spicy. And again, they are desperate. So we don't know what to expect these next couple of days, weeks, these next 3 months. I hope y'all are ready, man. You know? I know we've been calling landslide on the channel. We've been predicting a lot of stuff, you know. We've been telling you a lot of things are going to happen. You know, we cried tears because we knew. We cried tears on July 13th, live on air. You know, live recording. Because I told you, man. We don't know what to expect in these times. We're living in the biggest history yet. Just being real. The biggest history yet. You know? And this is why I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, your family, your kids' life. You know, the strangers, your neighbors, everybody. We got to come together, man. This is getting real, for real. And the reason I speak like this, man, because there are people struggling, dying right now, have died. And many are dying because chasing the American dream, the sweet American dream, the American pie dream, apple pie dream, whatever pie you like, whatever flavor. The pie tastes awful. It's expired. It's burnt. It doesn't come with ice cream anymore. Then again, they say you get what you vote for. But look what's happened. Look at all the problems and issues, policies. Just look around. And there are still some people that just don't even care. There's still people say, well, I'd rather pull the race card and just survive these next 4 years. Some people are that lost and that far gone. I'm for real. But let's get into this one. This is coming from Liberal Hive Mind, man. The truth about Kamala, the media is purposely ignoring. Oh boy.
Can you hear that? Can you feel the vibrations? The whole world is shaking as those 75 million MAGA chuds are shaking in their boots. It's causing a general vibration frequency that can be felt thousands of miles away. Ooh, spooky, shiver me timbers. Obviously, you could sense the sarcasm. That's essentially this false left-wing narrative that Democrats on Twitter are trying to spawn. Ooh, we're so scared. The MAGA chud Trump supporters have met the final boss. And that boss comes in the form of cackling Kamala Harris. Every Democrat and their mother all over Twitter keeps trying to speak this one into existence. That Donald Trump's electoral kryptonite has finally entered the ring. Are these people freaking serious? I mean, for real, are these people serious? Kamala Harris, seriously, we gotta have a conversation about this. The question we're asking today, is Kamala Harris really this grand threat to Donald Trump's surging campaign as the Democrats are suggesting? Let's have a conversation about it. Let's look into the facts, shall we? We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with the data, right? Supposedly, Kamala Harris is the answer to their problems. Well, it's not gonna take too long to debunk this one, I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the polling data. We've got 2024 general election, Trump versus Harris. We got 2 polls since Kamala Harris assumed the throne as the new black queen of the DNC, and well, how can I put this? Not exactly looking so hot. We got a Forbes/HarrisX poll showing Donald Trump pulling 53% of the vote nationally. Do Democrats know how bad that is for Donald
The black queen. Unbelievable, man.
Trump to be pulling over 50% of the national vote? Then we got a Quinnipiac poll, which shows Trump leading by 2, which some people are saying, ooh, that's so bad. Only a +2 national lead for a supposedly deeply controversial Republican candidate in early polling data. Ooh, shiver me timbers. A +2 lead, how horrible. Well, it's horrible until you realize that that poll's from Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac happens to be a pollster that over the last roughly 6 months of Donald Trump leading in every single poll, essentially, has literally not once showed a Trump lead. Maybe recently after the assassination attempt, but Quinnipiac essentially all year has looked like this. In the matchup between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, Quinnipiac is a pollster that overestimates Democrat support quite significantly. You mean to tell me that Quinnipiac has Trump up +2 against Kamala Harris? And that's your big news? Alright, well I guess it's time to give up. You know, that's basically how Democrats are acting. Kamala Harris raised $80 million in a single day since becoming the presumptive nominee. I guess it's time to pack our bags and just concede the election. Kamala wins. No, she's down in every poll. She's down in every swing state. There's a HarrisX poll that just dropped showing her down 8. And even worse if we delve into the crosstabs of that Quinnipiac poll, again, a totally left-wing biased pollster, and we isolate specifically for independents, Kamala Harris is down, are you ready for this? 14 points with independents. There's also this that just dropped from the New York Post. Kamala Harris trails Trump by 4.6 points in Georgia as she underperforms with women and non-black minorities. Down with independents, down with women, and down with non-black minorities. This is the Democrat grand strategy that has Republicans shaking in their boots. I'm not buying any of this nonsense. That Donald Trump is so scared of Kamala. Give me a break. We already know Donald Trump's opinion on Kamala.
And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad, so
I just can't imagine.
I mean, come on. Leftoids are suggesting that Donald Trump is going to be too scared to debate Kamala Harris. Al Sharpton mentioned that recently on MSNBC.
I mean, if he does not try to get out of the debates, and you know, Donald Trump and I both come from New York. In Brooklyn, we call him a punk in the streets. I don't think he wants to debate Kamala Harris
because I think he'll be afraid to debate.
Oh, he's a political
Kamala
punk.
Harris?
There's no doubt about it.
Really?
And I think that if his friend was promoting the bout Don King, it would be the prosecutor versus the felon. That's how you would promote it.
It's gonna be prosecutor versus convicted felon. He doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, there's only one problem with that. Kamala Harris is literally one of the worst public speakers I've ever witnessed in my lifetime.
Governor Hochul, where is she? There you are. Hello, Governor. Thank you for welcoming me. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, thank you. And then, of course, the Speaker and Senate Leader Stewart Cousins. Where's she? There you are.
Not to mention, we remember exactly what happened to Kamala Harris. The last time her bid for the presidency was dependent on her debate performance, she got her entire campaign spiked in 2 minutes by Tulsi Gabbard. All I'm seeing is a whole lot of Democrat copium. I mean, all kinds of copium nonsense.
Shout out to Tulsi, man. That was one of our VP picks in our top 3.
They're just desperately trying to spin this thing into something positive, something good. But I simply cannot share that view. It doesn't make any logical sense to me. You know, the whole spin here is that Joe Biden's actually such a great guy. He put country above self, and finally the Democrat Party is unified. First of all, Joe Biden didn't put country above self. The guy waited to the last second to drop out of the race when it was obvious since day one that he wasn't qualified to be president, let alone run for re-election. Joe Biden desperately and selfishly clinged on to power, and then only when Democrat internal polls were showing the Biden campaign that they were losing possibly in New Mexico and Virginia, New Hampshire, only then did they decide to do this last-minute switcheroo. And now the idea is that this last selfless act from Joe Biden has saved democracy and united the party behind Kamala Harris. Really? Unity? I'm not so sure about that one. I'm pretty sure we're seeing the exact opposite of unity. What it feels like is a good chunk of the Democrat establishment, and of course a huge chunk of the Democrat voter base, just got shafted. See, here's the thing. Nobody wanted Kamala. Are we gonna just erase recent history and pretend like the last 4 years didn't exist? You know, this has been the narrative throughout Joe Biden's entire first term.
For who would run as president, you are in the spot that would be unnatural for you to step up, but we're hearing from donors that they would not naturally fall into line. Why is that?
I hear from a lot of different people, a lot of different things. But let me just tell you, I'm focused on the job. I truly am. Our democracy is on the line, Bill. And I frankly, in my head, do not have time for parlor games when we have a president who is running for re-election.
Nobody wanted Kamala. Even top Democrat donors don't want Kamala. Barack Obama and other top Democrats didn't even endorse Kamala Harris after Joe Biden did. You know, obviously there's a good chunk of Democrats who simply don't want Kamala Harris as the leader of their party, as their candidate on the ballot heading into 2024. But too bad, tough luck, that's what you get. Nothing like Democrat unity. More like forced unity, more like you have no frickin' choice, you'll do as we say. That's the Democrat MO. I mean, for Pete's sakes, at this point, we have a pattern of behavior, don't we? Remember 2016? Bernie Sanders was blazing on his campaign, clearly the top Democrat contender. He had the most grassroots support, but he was denied media airtime, he was denied interviews, good press. They essentially rigged the primary process for Hillary Clinton, and then of course lost in spectacular fashion because of it. Then in 2020, they did the exact same thing to Bernie Sanders again. Then fast forward to the 2024 primary, they rigged the process, forced their incumbent through, their geriatric dementia patient candidate, they force him through, but then of course by now everything's fallen apart. All their extracurricular democracy activities like trying to rig the ballot, imprison their political opponent, promote lies and bogus narratives, yada yada yada, you know, it all failed. Now Joe Biden gets pulled out and they're rigging another primary process. As we're learning now, Democrats aren't going to get an open convention. Nope, they're getting Kamala shoved down their throats. As we're now learning, enough delegates have essentially signed on to supporting Kamala Harris, essentially just granting her the Democrat nomination, despite the actual will of Democrat voters. Yeah, first of all, that doesn't sound like democracy to me coming from these supposed defenders of democracy, and secondly, that doesn't sound like party unity. We're all united behind Kamala Harris, except for the majority of our party that doesn't actually want Kamala Harris. But don't worry about that, that's just democracy in action. I envisioned myself as SpongeBob in that moment, you know, unveiling the rainbow. Democracy in action. What a bunch of friggin' imbeciles. Yeah, I don't know, I'm seeing Democrats trying to spin this as if it's this hugely positive turn in their party, but I don't perceive it as that at all. I think Democrats are now stuck with cackling Kamala. They were left no other choice as Joe Biden literally endorsed her. I also think that Joe Biden probably did that in spite of the Democrat elite that he kept rambling about on Morning Joe's show.
Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
The Democrat elites were trying to oust Joe Biden and replace him with their preferred candidate. And I think Joe Biden said, well, you know what? How about screw you? I'm going to step down and endorse the exact candidate that you guys don't want. It might have been Joe Biden's last non-cognitively impaired move, his last cogent play. Democrats.
That might be one of the favorite things I've heard today. Well, just from Hive Mind, man. I'll tell y'all. Maybe Joe probably just stepped down and said, hey, here y'all go. Here, y'all can have her. Oh, man.
I simply reject your premise. I don't think Kamala Harris is an electoral threat. In fact, I think she might even be a disaster down ballot. We're seeing some early, quick snap polling data that's suggesting she doesn't stand a frickin' chance in places like Pennsylvania and other states. And let me remind everybody that Pennsylvania is literally the only state that Donald Trump needs to win the election. The numbers clearly aren't looking so hot. In other words, Kamala Harris sucks. Nothing's changed. But I guess if something does end up changing, I'll let you know. We'll obviously continue with our polling analysis. It's certainly possible that somehow Kamala Harris in the next 3 months runs a spectacular campaign that brings all kinds of people on board. It's possible. I just don't think it's likely, and I guess I'll believe it when I see it. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a
Boy. I have to say they were relying on the race card at this point. And we're going to see more of it. We're going to see more of it. More of it. Whether she's black or not. And again, there's a lot of people that are just lost, far gone, Trump deranged. A lot of people that don't think for themselves. They follow what the first thing they see. And then also they're gonna be going off the gender thing as well. A female. You know, so gender and race is likely their desperation. Yeah. But as you can see, like I said, we see all these polls and everything. We're linked in and all kind of stuff, man, and all kind of you know, communities, and you guys tag me and all that. I'm in a lot of, you know, forums and a lot of chats. So I see a lot of this before I even record these videos, you know. But again, I know it's looking like this and looking like that, but we still can't get complacent, man. You know, and you guys, we actually have to go out and vote, and it's just, we got to be fully on board, man. For real. Because this is just, it will not, and I'm telling you, we really gonna go to, for real. The motor and transmission is already blown. There's black soot everywhere. You know, and we got to bring the first responders. The remodeling team has to come, you know, soon. Soon, man. Let me know what y'all think. Comment down below. I love y'all. I will catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.